So in this video, I'm going to show you the issue with how to download the jar and also include that jar into IntelliJ project, because we have a lot of questions about that, right? And then you can pretty much just use the program, right, with a new jar when you import. Okay, so we're going to create a new project. Okay, so and then we're going to make a Java project from scratch just to show that this is an empty project. Okay, so Excel reader. Alright, so you may see this is just basic 1.8 JDK. We don't have that jar. So we need to look for a jar that can do the Excel reader, pretty much an external libraries. Like from 1.8 we don't have it. So what we're gonna do, we need to find that ApachePOI will do access Microsoft format files, right? So you may go to Google and search for POI and several versions. So we're going to try this 3.10 final version here. So after you download, just hit download and so I got the jar. So we want .jar, right? Jar is the package like libraries, like the zip file, but jar is for the Java file when we pretty much just compress all the libraries, all the classes, all the package together and put in there. Just like when you copy that, and when you look at the JDK, these are all the jar that's come with the library JDK 1.8. Right, so like if you're looking for scanner class, it's under rt.jar. This is a package, right? If you remember, you have to import java.util, right? .scanner, right? So technically scanner should reside in here. There you go, right? So that's the concept of the jar. You just have all the classes in the package, and then you compress the package into jar and combine the jar into the libraries. This is 1.8 libraries, right? JDK 1.8.0_101. But now this library, we don't have access to Excel, so that's why we need to go to include that right into here. So first, what I'm going to do, let's see if I can just paste that. I'm going to move that jar in here instead of make it in the downloads folder. I just put into the project, right? The new project right there, right? Which as you may see that, right? So like the jar like there. You can create a new libraries and just put that jar in that library too. And then you go to files, project structure. Like I said, you can create a new libraries if you want and put into the new libraries, Java libraries, and that's the jar that you want to include. Right. Apply. Okay. Alright, so that's how you include the jar. If you want to do libraries, you can use modules too, like they have modules. Go to the key is just go to file structure right there. And you can include through this too. Now, let's test if it's working after I include into the libraries, right? So we just need to know how to use these libraries technically. And I have some source code that we don't have to create from scratch, right? So clearly, if we can import this, that means it's C.jar. So I'm going to split this vertically. Actually, it's different, so I have in different project windows. So we're going to import, and we're going to test pretty much just try to read an Excel in here, right? So this code pretty much do the reading Excel, right? So first, we're going to need to find where the Excel file is. So we need to include that Excel file in this. So I'm going to move the Excel file in the same location here. By going to this path, we should have an Excel file. So by using that Excel file, go to right click and copy the path. So we're going to use the hospital list, copy, and so I'm going to put into this project. Now we need to do the path, right? Let's do the file reader. And it has to be this path. So I'm going to copy the path again instead of that, because that's different, right? It's just the code that I borrowed in form. So let's see what happens to the rate here. Something that I may not put it correctly. So I'm going to maybe manually changing this. Excel reader. Oh, okay. 2/ right there. Alright, so we get the Excel path correctly. Now, this code, we covered this once, so it's pretty much just create an array list, right, for the sheet data, and do the file input stream, which is going to read the file name, which is Excel, and start to use the classes from the ApachePOI libraries to get the sheet and get the rows, and keep looping until all the rows have been read in, right, and get all the cells. So nested loop right there, and that pretty much just do the sheet, and I just make it call the sheet by creating a method say show Excel data, which is going to print out system out or print to the console. So just quick explanation right there. We just import all the necessary libraries for file input stream and so on. And file input stream dot close. So we try. Let's see if we're missing something. So try and catch. Okay, we just need to add the exceptions here. Now I'm testing to run this to see if we're able to use the ApachePOI 3.10, and it looks good. So it's been reading the list of hospital in right? So for blah blah blah, that is when the rows are cells are empty, I insert blah here, right? Which that's how you pretty much include the jar from Apache to read an Excel file and use in IntelliJ.